Hello, dear students. Today I'm going to teach you about the very new chapter that is the Delhi Sultans. And please watch the video carefully in order to understand the entire introduction of it and, uh, and the entire chapter in the upcoming videos, right? As you can see that this is the very first slide in which we are going to discuss about the Delhi Sultan's introduction. First of all, you know that this chapter is very important. Because why am I saying important? The reason is that from this particular point of time period, what happened, the entire administrative structure of India changed, as well as there were change of rulers who have also introduced the changes in the social and economic patterns of India. So that is why this is one of the very important chapter in class 7 history, that is the medieval history that we are studying, right? So moving on with the next slide. As you can see that this table speaks a lot about the entire Delhi Sultanate. You can see that there is first Rajput dynasty, which were ruled by the Tomars, and later on it was taken over by Chauhans. Now the question comes, how did the Islamic rule came to India? First of all, uh, India was actually ruled by Rajput dynasty in the 11th century. What led to the foundation of Muslim rule or Islamic rule to India was that Prithviraj Chauhan, as you can see, that he was started ruling from 1175 to 1192. But then after it was taken by early Turkish rulers. So what led to the reoccupying of early Turkish ruler of entire Delhi was actually, you must have heard about the Battle of Tarain. In the first Battle of Tarain, Prithviraj Chauhan has defeated Mahmud Ghori, but that was in 1191. But later on in 1192, what happened? Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated by Mahmud Ghori, and when Mahmud Ghori defeated Prithviraj Chauhan, he sent his slave Kutubuddin Aibak to rule in India and to take the charge of the entire India. And that is why this early Turkish ruler dynasty is also known as slave dynasty, right? So you can see here that there are early Turkish ruler, followed by we have Khalji dynasty, followed by we have Tughlaq dynasty, we have Sayyid dynasty, and we have Lodi dynasty. So when we talk about the Delhi Sultanate, yes, the Delhi Sultanate is composed of 5 dynasties. We do not include Rajput dynasty because that's a Hindu rule, a set of Hindu rulers. Whereas when we talk about the Delhi Sultanate, it was an initiation of Islamic rule in India, which includes the 5 dynasties, that is the early Turkish rulers or slave dynasty, and followed by the Khalji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, Sayyid dynasty, and Lodi dynasty. Right. Moving on to the next slide, that is, as I've already mentioned previously, that in the second battle of Tarain, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated by Mahmud Ghori and he captured India. And that is how when Mahmud Ghori went back to his own empire of Ghaznavid, he sent his slave Kutubuddin Aibak to rule in India, and that is why that particular dynasty is also known as slave dynasty. In the next slide, you can see this is the chain of rulers that we are talking about. It was ruled by Tomars, and you know that Delhi became one of the very important center of commercial and political center from the 12th century onwards. Prior to it, you must have seen that we have not talked about Delhi as of now, because you know that Delhi only became important in the 12th century, because a lot of coins were minted in Delhi and so many other things was taking place, which were adding to its importance, right? So you can see that it was ruled by Angpala Tomar, and later on it was carried forward by Chauhan. Then it was taken over by early Turkish rulers. Then we have Khaljis, then we have Tughlaqs, then we have Sayyids, and then we have Lodis, right? So this is how the rule of um, rule in Delhi existed, and that is how the different dynasties have ruled over Delhi. right?